Hey there crew, it's Mark. Welcome back. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the brand new collection that's coming out from Archer and Olive. This is their Winter Rewind Nostalgia. They've went out on a limb. They're not doing anything really holiday related with this collection, except for the advent calendar, which we'll talk about towards the end. This whole thing feels very 90s, very 80s. We've got neon, we've got some throwbacks inside of here. Some I'm loving, some I'm not feeling as much. So I'm interested to hear what you think about this as well. Let's go ahead and start off first with the 4 notebooks as a part of this collection. The first notebook we have here is called Nostalgia. So this is a twist on the old school composition notebooks. You're going to see a checkered design instead of that normal marble design that you see with a lot of those composition notebooks. And this actually already has stickers that are printed on the cover. It's a vegan leather cover with a very cool design. Personally, of every notebook we're going to talk about as a part of this collection, this one is definitely my favorite. I think this would have been really cool if they would have given you like a bunch of different types of stickers that you could have stuck on this cover yourself, but I understand vegan leather, having it printed, it all makes sense. The next notebook, a part of this collection, is called Denim and Daisies. This one's actually kind of cool from a standpoint of how it's been created. It has 3 white daisies, and they're actually embroidered on top of this denim fabric cover. This has a very 70s vibe to it, so a major throwback here. Overall, a cool design. I love that they are including some different fabrics with their covers, and they've really been experimenting with that a lot lately. The embroidery is something cool that we've seen in a handful of spots throughout the past, specifically inside of that picnic sub box where we saw the embroidered strawberry on the cover. The next one we have is called Cheetah or Leopard. I think they're more leopard spots than cheetah, but who cares? This is going to be a bright blue vegan leather cover, and then you have these really cool cheetah or leopard print designs going across. They're actually stamped in a turquoise iridescent foil. This one to me was kind of giving off like Lisa Frank vibes. You know, they had like the very bright leopards and all the different types of like animals and stickers and all that different kind of stuff. This is what this one was kind of yelling out to me when I saw it. I like the vegan leather cover and the color on this one too. And I think having the iridescent foil is something cool to add to it as well. All right, and the last notebook that's a part of this collection is called Rainbow Sparkle. So what's interesting is that when you're just looking at this notebook, you don't really get anything from it. You're like, oh, like a textured notebook with the rainbow on it. It's actually really cool because it has this rose gold glitter vegan leather cover. So you're going to be seeing a little bit more of this type of stuff in the near future. I won't give it all away, but this idea of having like very glittery covers, but it's not actual like flaky glitter. It's not like you're going to rub on this and the glitter is going to like fall all over your desk or get on your hands. But it's a very cool technique that they're using with their different covers and things like that, which I'm excited to see more of as they start to explore more with these things. So I'll stop talking now. On the cover, this one has a rainbow and cloud design. That's going to be stamped in a holographic foil. And this is one definitely that I feel like you're going to have to see to kind of really get, which is hard when you're deciding on a notebook. You're like, well, I want to know what I'm getting and I'm trusting a picture, but then everyone's telling me that I need to see it to like really believe it. It's hard. Some things you just can't catch on camera. It's really hard to kind of do. So we'll have to take everyone's word for it here. So these 4 notebooks that are a part of the Winter Rewind are going to come in 4 different sizes as well. You're going to be able to get all 4 of these: Denim Daisy, Glitter, the composition notebook, and Cheetah or Leopard, whatever we're calling it, in an A5, a B5, a B6, and a traveler size. So no square notebook this time around, my friends, but like we save square notebooks for like the special releases because they're our favorite. So the Acrylograph set is going to come in 5 new neon colors. This is going to be one called Limelight, Electric Blue, Sour Grape, Flamingo Pink, and Orange Sherbet. These are very reminiscent of highlighter colors to me personally, but they also very much fit inside of the like 80s, 90s vibe with like bright in-your-face colors and what's going on. There's nothing for me personally like wowing me about these, but I'm also not like crazy for neon colors. But if you are, this is right up your alley and something that I think you'll be definitely interested in. The Calligraphs are their dual end-tipped water-based color markers that they have. This, again, every collection, they've been putting these out more and more. Great brush pens. I love using them. The colors here are going to be very similar to the Acrylographs. You have Limelight, Light Blue, Lavender, Pink Flamingo, and orange sherbet. So you're just exchanging sour grape for lavender, a little bit of a lighter color maybe. On the swatches here, they all look very light, kind of pastel-y colors to me, but that's just what my eye sees when I'm looking at them here. If you are new here, you're gonna hear me talk a lot about washi tape because like I like washi tape, but I don't always have a lot of uses for it. I just did a video not long ago where I talked about a bunch of ways that you can use washi tape, and that's got me thinking a lot more about how to use this. So here's the full collection of all the washi tapes that you'll see as a part of this winter rewind. We'll start off with the Nostalgia washi tape. So this is what's going to go best along with that Nostalgia composition notebook. The Nostalgia washi tape is inspired by rock music, notebook doodling, magazine collages, and all of the good old-fashioned pieces on here. The black and white check, love that. It looks amazing. Reminds me of like Vans, right? I just love the way that that looks. And I love these two other washis that are on here. The one that's the black and the white that has like the bullhorns and the paper airplane and that Stussy symbol and all of that. I think that looks super cool. And I also really, really like the black with the white and the other colors on there. The stars, the lightning bolts, the paper airplanes. Like the smiley faces or whatever. I think my daughter Viv would actually really love that one the most. But overall, 3 out of 4, not too bad. For the Denim and Daisy washi, these are all inspired by groovy era, warm colors, charming mushrooms, flowers, things along that line. So all of these very much carry over that nostalgic vibe from that like 60s, 70s type era inside of these different colors that you have here. The cheetah washi is actually really cool. They have the top one here, which matches the cover of that notebook perfectly. We have another very interesting one here. I think this would work really well as like vertical washi, but it has the leopard on there with some like flowers and leaves. You have a little bit more of that like flower power going on, but you have inside of there the little prints inside of the flowers, which is kind of interesting. And then you kind of have like this snow leopard one at the bottom. And then last but not least, you're going to have the rainbow sparkle washi. It's interesting because when I see this washi, I think, okay, I get the whole glitter looky feely of what they're talking about with this notebook. So it has to be like ultra shiny to go along with this washi. So on there you have this diagonal rainbow glittery pattern going on. The second one, like I said, very much Lisa Frank vibes, unicorns, roller skates, all the sparkly, cutie stuff you could ever want. You have one with some different type of like gemstones on there, crystals. You have some hearts, more skates, cherries, things along that line. And then at the bottom one, you have this very cool like cherry pop feel to it, red and blue with stars. The stickers for this collection follow almost the exact same theme that you're going to see in the notebooks and the washi, so we can roll through this one pretty quickly. You're going to have the nostalgias here. So again, all of the stuff that we saw in that washi that we absolutely loved and on the notebook. So you have the alien with the peace sign, the lips, the stars, the dice, the Stussy symbol, skateboard, bullhorns, lightning mixtapes, all of that kind of stuff is on here. The Denim and Daisies has that cool hippie vibe on it. Have a nice daisy. The really nice colors, warm colors on here. The mushrooms, some little sayings on there too, which is kind of cool. And the cheetah or the leopard print one, this one is kind of the most like in your face, I think. This one on here has all the different patterns. Sticker rectangles, more of the leopards or the cheetahs that there was on top of that washi tape. Some cheetah rainbows on here. And then like these like very organic looking cheetah leopard print shapes. I don't really know what they are. This one also has cheetah flags and arrows on this one too, which none of the other ones do. So that's kind of a cool feature that they have. And then the rainbow sparkle stickers. I don't know if this is how sparkly they want, but when you look really up close, it kind of looks like very chunky, glittery, holographic looking stickers. So I hope that these are like just bouncing off the page with light and sparkle. But everything that we saw on top of that washi, the cherries, the diamonds, the unicorns, all of that kind of look. There is one other sticker set on here, which I personally think is actually a really good buy. This is going to have 12 sheets of letters and characters. So it has this whole alphabet on here and all of these really cool different type of fonts. It very much reminds me of the burn book from Mean Girls. So you can kind of add those in here and like put days of the week and different things like that. I love all of the different shapes. I love when you're mixing fonts and colors and things like that. Or if you're sending a ransom letter and you just want to put it with good stationery, like nothing wrong with this. We also have some other accessories that are part of this. This next one is probably my favorite from this collection from a standpoint of usefulness and functionality. And this is going to be a sticker keeper binder. When I first saw this, I was like, how cool would it be if it was like a trapper keeper, right? Like that kind of look inside of there. This is going to be a vegan leather cover, a light blue denim effect on the cover, which is interesting. So I guess it's not exactly like the denim you have on the daisies, but it kind of looks like denim. You've got a button clasp, you've got a debossed ampersand, and then inside you have a dark blue vegan leather, a bunch of different pockets in here to store loose items, and then 12 plastic pouches that you can organize your stickers inside of. So it looks a little bit like kind of like a Ziploc kind of deal on there, and 12 pouches is okay, but like, can I buy extra? I would want to fill this up with all of my stickers. Great if you have 12 different sticker packs, but like, who only has 12, right? I'm going to need as many as I can get. I feel like I'd probably be doing like back to back. Like I'd have one design on the front and then I'd flip the other on the other side. So that technically would get me 24. If you are not a fan of notebooks, but you still like the paper, then you're going to find yourself very excited about this next part of this Winter Rewind release. These are going to be neon notepads. So you can't have nostalgic and cool things without neon notepads, of course. So these are going to come in an A6 size, so a little bit of a smaller baby, and an A5 size. This is going to have 5 ultra bright nostalgic colors on there. So you have yellows, you have greens, you have oranges, you have pink. Clearly, there's another color in there. It just looks the same for me. So you tell me in the comments what colors are actually in here. If you need something to put your stationery in, they came with 2 different pouches as a part of this collection. The first is going to be that cheetah or that zebra print on here. I'll be honest with you, when I first saw this, it reminded me of something that you would put like makeup in. I think my girls probably have like 100 of these bags already. This cheetah or leopard design is going to be printed on a white vegan leather, finishing off with a gold foil stamped logo for the Archer and Olive. And then you have the zip at the top to close those things off. And then if you don't want that style, but you still like a pouch, then you'll have to check out the Have a Nice Daisy pouch. So this is actually printed on a light blue vegan leather. You've got the colorful daisies on the bottom, Have a Nice Daisy that's on there as well, the gold foil stamped logo for Archer and Olive on the back with the zipper at the top as well. I'm curious on how many people are really buying the zipper pouches. I don't know how many of those you really need. It might just be because I don't really use them for how I organize and how I like take things around with me. I have a very different vibe when I do that, like a pencil or a pen holder, not a bag like this. So love to hear from you if you are a fan of pouches or like how you use your pouches. Let me know down in the comments section. I'd be interested to hear from you. So in the fall, they came out with a bunch of planners with Archer and Olive, not just your notebooks, but actual planners now. So now with all the different releases, it looks like they're going to be releasing tabs to go along with your theme. I'm assuming that if you are that type of a planner, tabs are important to you. These are all printable, so you'll be able to print them out yourself and cut them out. So the only thing that's actually going to be winter themed, a part of the Winter Rewind, is going to be this advent calendar that they have. This one is called Woodland Forest Advent Calendar, and it sells for $79. So far on the internets, I've seen a lot of conversation around this price for this Advent calendar. And I was thinking about, well, what might be in here? Because they haven't showed us anything just yet of what's in here, which the whole idea of an Advent calendar is a surprise. And most of the time, you're getting some type of value for the price. So if this box is $79, there has to be at least, what would you say, $100 to $150 worth of product that is inside of these 12 days for the holidays. So like, I was just talking to my wife today. She's like, oh, I saw a bunch of these like makeup and perfume advent calendars. And I was like, well, I'm curious because I just heard about the price of this today. And I said to her, like, well, how much are these makeup ones? And she's like, oh, I looked at some that were $100. I saw one that was $250 today. I was like, holy crap. But then in the stationery world, I was looking at an ink advent calendar, and that was about $125, I want to say it was, or so. And those are just a bunch of little inks that are inside of there. So I feel like most of them tend to be a little bit pricier, but you are getting a value. So we don't know what's inside of this. It doesn't look like it's going to be any full-size items, maybe some small little items, right? I could definitely see like washi tape inside of here. probably like paper clips and stationery. I do know that there are some type of notebooks. Like Archer and Olive is not going to put out any type of an advent calendar or anything that doesn't have a notebook. That's kind of their bread and butter. But it does say that it's going to be 12 unique limited edition products. So you're only going to be able to get these products inside of this advent calendar. Personally, I'm kind of like in between on how I feel about this. Like part of me is like, I love surprises. I love Archer and Olive. I think that's really cool. Who knows what's in here? It's kind of like a sub box, right, for me. But at the same time, I don't think this thing is very big, probably only, yay big or so. It doesn't look very large in the picture, right? So it'll be interesting to see what's inside of there. I don't know if I'll get it. I'm going to be on like the fence about it. I'll see how I feel when it actually comes down to it. But it could be some really cool stuff, some really cute stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. The last thing that'll be a part of this release, and hopefully this will be sticking around as a part of the everyday collection, is a brand new stencil. They've made some upgrades to this stencil, including a thicker, sturdier plastic. If you've had one of the past ones, they tend to crack in between some of the shapes. I have like 2 versions where this happened, but the ruler part still works great. They've also added labels on the box guide. So if you're looking for like a 5x8 or a 7x6 or a 10x12, all of those numbers are now around the edge of that there. They've included notches for 1/2 centimeters or 1/2 squares in case you're doing anything interesting like that. I found that to be interesting. I've never thought about drawing lines down 1/2 squares before. I just use whole squares, but obviously someone asked for it and now it's on a ruler. So that's everything. I felt like this was a smaller release, but then as I've been talking for as long as I have, I realized that this is kind of a lot of stuff that's in this release. Maybe it's just because it's the theme and then it's like broken out notebooks, stickers, washi, pens, and then some other things as well. Before I get into like my overall thoughts and feelings on this, even though I've sprinkled them in every now and again, if you are interested in buying anything that's a part of this nostalgic winter rewind, everything will go on sale November 3rd, 9 a.m. Central. And you can use my discount code on these items as well, which is MarkYourPages10. That's a new one for me as I've changed my name across all the social medias. Just make sure you're using that one, not the old one. So MarkYourPages10 is the new discount code, and that'll save you 10% off everything that's a part of this collection that you can get. All right, time for Mark's personal feelings. So of all of the 4 different notebooks, I kind of mentioned it already. I think that the composition notebook is definitely going to be in my shopping cart. I love the way that this one looks. I think the kind of faux stickers on there are cool. Honestly, you could just give me a composition notebook cover without any of those extra stickers on that, and I think that would be hella cool just alone. Maybe in the future, we'll just get it without the extra print stickers on there. The rest of them I think are neat for what they are, but none of them are within my usual style. I'm not too worried that there isn't a square notebook as a part of this. I feel like the winter collection tends to be a little bit more slimmed down from everything else anyway. I don't know if they're just, a little bit of foresight and saying, hey, we don't know that all these are going to be as popular as I think that they're going to be, or they're kind of like, hey, this is just what we usually do for like our fall releases. Like they always know that October and that whole Halloween, like they're always huge. They always explode. They're always amazing. And then this one tends to be a little bit more subdued, which is okay. They know what they're getting into. They've been in business for a while. They know what's happening. At this point in my life, I have so many Acrylographs, so many Calligraphs. I get them with every subscription box. I personally don't know that I need them kind of anymore. It would have to be something very cool, I think, for me to be like, okay, I'm buying more Acrylographs or I'm buying more Calligraphs. I'm super happy with the vintage library colors I got. I will just use those until those are out. I think they're great colors. If you need some neon in your life, these are totally here for you, and I think that you'll love them. Just for me personally, I'm like, meh. I've already mentioned that I love the Nostalgia washi tape. 3 out of 4. Great selection for me personally. But if you liked the other collections, you liked the daisies, you liked the leopard, you liked the Lisa Frank stickers, then those washies are right up your alley. They're just not kind of my deal personally. So I'll definitely be picking up the Nostalgia notebook and the washi for sure. Got plenty of uses for those. The stickers for me, I like having all things in collections match, but personally, I'm really big into stamping right now, so I don't think I'll pick up any extra stickers. I think they're cool. Again, they give me a lot of the 90s vibes, the Lisa Frank and like way that I used to actually put crap on everything when I was a kid. Like we put stickers on everything, didn't we? Of all the different things that are part of this release, I actually think that the sticker book is one of the coolest items in here. My biggest question though is, can I buy more pouches for it alone? If you can't, that's going to be a little bit difficult because you want to grow that little notebook of yours, get more stickers, put them inside of there. But if I can't buy more and I'm limited to 12, I don't like to be limited personally. So maybe a question for Archer and Olive, like, can I buy more of those? And if so, then maybe. I already have sticker storage of my own in some like sleeves and things like this, but definitely loving the way that this one looks. So enough from me, it's your time. Ring out in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Winter Rewind from Archer and Olive. Are you missing the classic kind of Christmas holiday themes that we've had in the past? Or are you feeling this new direction, at least for this winter collection, with this nostalgic rewind kind of 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s? What are we feeling? Let me know, and I can't wait to hear from you on how you'd be using some of these items if you're getting them. And if not, I love to have conversations too. Let me know your thoughts. I always love reviewing through this and letting you know what I think, as well as hearing your thoughts too. So I will talk to you next time, friends. See ya.